Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to answer a question that I get pretty often, and it just came up recently. And so the question is, why does it take some people longer to get better than others? And then somebody followed up on that and says, yeah, I'd really like to know why nobody talks about this. And I know it's different for everybody, but what's the average? So I want to address that because it's a really important question, but it's also an unanswerable question. How long is it going to take me to get better? Depends. What's the average? I don't know that we have any statistics on it. Now, for somebody that works with group coaching clients all the time, I don't even have any statistics on that. Because some people will come into the program and they'll leave, and I don't necessarily get a feeling as to whether or not everybody that comes and goes is recovered. Some people are, and that's pretty obvious, but some people get a little bit better and then they're like, okay, I've got enough information, so I'm going to do the rest of it on my own. And so it's really tough to get any statistics that are reliable on how long this journey takes. So let me just give you my opinion that yes, everybody is different. Why? Because our lives are different. Our history is different. The traumas, the anxieties, the fears, the experiences, the medical experiences we've encountered are all different. And so what might take somebody, 6 months might take somebody else 2 months. Why? Because the one with 6 months may have a little bit more negative health experiences to overcome. Now, if we go back to the foundation here, perceived danger is what turns on symptoms, and conveying safety consistently enough, credibly enough, is what turns the symptoms off. And so how long is that going to take you? There's no way for me to know. Is there an average? Maybe, but there's no way unless we did a big, broad survey of everybody who's recovered and said, tell us how long it took. One of the reasons I'm reluctant to even estimate it is because if I estimate and the estimate is longer than you want it to be, then that's going to discourage people. And if I estimate that it can happen short because some people get better quickly, then that sets an expectation that I should be recovered in X amount of time. And if that doesn't happen, now all of a sudden you're going to start to conclude, what's wrong? What am I missing? What am I doing wrong? So I think asking the question is very natural. Everybody wants to know, how long is this going to take me? But honestly, I think the question is kind of a double-edged sword that you're going to get cut either way, because either you're going to have this unrealistic expectation that I can do this very quickly, or you're going to get discouraged that it might take a while. And so I oftentimes suggest that we take the calendar out of the recovery process. It's going to take as long as it takes for you to convey safety, that I'm okay, I'm healthy, I'm all right. For you to convey that consistently enough to outweigh your brain's current perception of danger. I'm in trouble. So you're much different than the other person, and they're much different than that person, because our fears are all different. Our life experiences are all different. So try not to look at an expectation of, okay, so how long do I have to do this awful thing for until I can get better? First of all, this isn't an awful thing. It's actually quite comforting when you start to reassure yourself that I'm going to be okay. That's not work. That's accurate. And it is beneficial, and it can help. And so there's Finn. He's hanging out in the back. He's walking on my piano. So, again, how long does it take? It depends. Can you influence the speed of recovery? Absolutely. This is not about reading another book or watching another video. This is about putting into play concepts and messages to yourself that are productive, that can help you turn down symptoms and then eventually turn them off. So if you want it to go quicker, Don't implement harder and read 20 more books and watch 40 more videos a day. That's not it. But see if you can get a little bit more consistent with the fact that I don't need to panic because I know I'm okay. And I can be more calm and reassure myself because I know I'm going to be okay. Well, how do we learn that we're okay? We understand the system, the human system. The brain perceives danger, it will turn on a symptom. And the more fear and attention we give it, the more intense or the long duration a symptom can become. So if the brain can turn on a symptom, it can turn it off. If it's a warning, we can teach the brain that it's a false alarm. And so how long is it going to take? It depends. Implement. Experiment. See how long it's going to take for you, because what it took for somebody else is irrelevant in your journey, because nobody is the same. Nobody's experience is the same. Nobody's symptoms are identical. And even if you have identical symptoms, their journey's different than yours. So if you can, take less pressure on this whole recovery process. Take the pressure away. Stop looking at the calendar. Focus on mindset, because the mindset always leads the way. Mindset is where the magic happens. Mindset is, I know I'm okay and I'm less concerned by it. Trust the body, teach the brain. How do we do that? Know that you're okay. That's a really good starting point. Take away the calendar and time pressure, because pressure means if I don't meet this arbitrary date, then I'm doing something wrong, and that doesn't really create a sense of well-being. It creates a sense of I'm in trouble. I'm missing something. I'm doing it wrong. So cut yourself some slack. Forget the calendar. Focus on implementation today, tomorrow, the next day, and see how long it takes. But the more calm, the more reassured you are, the more confident you are that you're moving in the right direction, the less bothered you are by the symptoms, the more clarity you've got, the faster you're going to get better. So if you'd like some help with this stuff, I do have a group coaching program. Go to painfreeyougroup.com. There is a link below in the description. If you're not yet a subscriber on YouTube, please subscribe. It helps the channel grow and reach more people. And I hope to see you in the group. If not, as always, love you, and we'll see you here tomorrow. Take care, everybody.